tasty cocktail and tasty conversation. Be sure to reach out to the boys on Twitter at the Recipe Boys, boys being spelled B-O-Y-Z. And check this episode's description for more information. Now pour yourself a drink, and cheers to you for listening.
Dun 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 dun. It's my shitty flute version.
Gonna fly. Yeah.
So yeah, we're talking about sports. Welcome back to The Recipe, where we start off with a tasty cocktail and lead into a tasty conversation. I'm one of your hosts, Max.
I'm one of your hosts, Taylor.
I'm one of your hosts, Lex.
Episode 8. We've been doing it for a little while now.
It seems
just over a week. Just over a week we've been doing it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, we did all 7 episodes in one sitting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have fun talking to us in the future.
In the future. How's everybody's week going?
Pretty good. Happy to be here.
Happy to be back.
We're sitting on a Wednesday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lex, you go to the gym today?
Yeah. Yeah.
Gym tan laundry.
Like every day.
Jay, he walked in peacocking.
I did not. This shirt's big on me.
You pulled your shirt up twice so far to show us your stomach.
Yeah, a lot. And at weird intervals.
Your brother texted me and told me to do it.
He's big on that, yeah.
He's like, hey, Lex, show Max your six pack.
Let him know what he's missing.
All right. So today's episode is sports themed, specifically sports movies. I know like the seasons for stuff is like football season's kicked off.
Everyone's real excited about it.
Yeah. U.S. Open just ended.
Yeah.
Nadal winning.
Oh, beautiful. I spent 20 minutes today looking up who Antonio Brown is, and the results is he's a garbage person.
Well, there's a lot of talk about that.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people think that it's all made up.
He's an accused rapist, an accused toddler endangerer. He's also accused of pushing or punching his baby mama, which he has 3. He's accused of telling all of the staff of the Pittsburgh Steelers that he's the franchise and do not ever touch him, do not cut his minutes and all these things. Because one of his teammates became an anchor.
Oh yeah,
and was like, I'm telling all this shit. This guy's an animal.
He pushed did you say he pushed a toddler?
No, he threw a couch outside of a 14-story balcony and apparently either almost hit the toddler who was on ground level or in the unit with him. The article was unclear.
Was the toddler in the way?
I have no idea, but
what was the toddler doing in his couch throwing area?
He threw a couch apparently in anger. Like it wasn't like, and also you don't throw your couch out of a 14-story apartment. I don't care where you are.
How big was the couch?
How big is any couch, Max? How small would the couch have to be?
If it was like a love seat?
How small would the couch have to be for it to be acceptable? Let me ask you that.
If you know what it was? If it was one of those inflatable couches, it would have been fine.
Okay.
Remember those from the 90s?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been okay.
Yeah,
everything else is.
But I doubt it
okay.
would be. And also, only after like 3 weeks of like back and forth legal issues, he decided to pay the kid's college fund. He's like, I'm not giving them any money now, but if this kid grows up to go to college, he can have my money.
Anyways, today we're drinking mint juleps because they originate in the Kentucky area.
Kentucky Derby. It's the Kentucky Derby drink. It's like the official drink there.
Yeah, so it's a sports drink.
We're drinking sports drinks today, and not your mama's Gatorade. We're drinking real sports drinks.
Well, it was either this or Bud Light, so I mean,
right.
Choose one.
Yeah, and we didn't have any foldable tables to break.
Yeah. One day, instead of making fun of all of these like shitty drinks that we find online that are like, themed for whatever thing we're doing, we should just do like all of these sugary, terrible drinks.
We're doing that when we get back from Orlando. We're doing the wake up juice. That's not a real drink.
That's
Wake
not
up.
That's not the case.
All right, let's try this bad boy.
Yeah, all right.
Cheers, fellas.
Metallic clink.
We're also having them out of the julep glasses or cups. Lex, can you tell us
Silver
about them?
cups.
Silver cups.
They're pewter or silver beating cups.
Tastes kind of like candy.
It does taste like candy.
You want to tell us what's in it?
So to make this drink, we took our silver plated mugs, silver plated glasses, and we muddled 8 to 10 mint leaves in there, softly muddling. Do not over muddle your mint. We crushed ice to top where you can kind of compact it and it still goes over the top of the glass. We pour in a 1/4 ounce of mint syrup or a simple syrup. We used mint syrup because Max had made some for us. And then we did 2 ounces of single barrel bourbon, which we use the Four Roses single barrel. You can use any bourbon, and it's quite delicious.
Wow. And I got to say that as someone who is not a huge fan of mint drinks, which we were talking about earlier, I really like this. It's not overpowering. The bourbon really helps out with mellowing that out.
This is probably the best mint julep I've ever had.
Yeah.
Because I've never had as good bourbon as this.
Yeah.
Because we're having it with friends.
Right. And I also had a ton of fun today making the mint simple syrup.
Did you
Tell us about that.
Yeah, did you put the mint in the syrup, or did you make the syrup and then put it with mint?
No. So it's, anybody who doesn't know simple syrup, it's just 1-to-1 ratios. So like 1 cup of water, 1 cup of sugar, and you just boil it till it's clear, it dissolves. But I just put 1 cup of mint leaves because they're all kind of fluffy. So they've kind of, kind of sit on top.
You put water too, right?
No, just I did a cup of water, a cup of sugar, and a cup of mint leaves.
Oh, got you. Okay.
So like they're not compacted in the glass. They're just like sat into the glass. They kind of fill up. And I boiled the mint leaves with the stuff.
If anyone cares, there's 2 ways to make mint syrup. One of which I haven't done, but I hear is better. So I've always made it the way you make it, where you put the mint leaves in with the boiling water.
Yeah.
Someone else said that if you take mint syrup, or take simple syrup, put it into like a glass like you have, where you have the pour spout, and you stuff like a cup of mint leaves inside there and shake it and let it sit overnight, it will still get the same flavor of mint, but it won't have that burnt plant taste.
I thought
I've
about
I've never tried it that way.
Yeah, I thought about stuffing some mint leaves in the actual mint simple syrup bottle, just to have more mint leaves in there. But I decided not to because I looked at pictures online and there's no bottles with mint leaves in there.
It's not a great
Maybe
sign.
it's not a thing they do.
Well, this is what I do for cinnamon syrup. I put the cinnamon stick in the.
Well, yeah, that's cool.
It's mostly just to tell that it's cinnamon syrup, but it does give it a little bit more freshness.
Well, I've done raspberry simple syrup the same way, where I actually cooked raspberries in the stuff while I'm making it, muddled them, and then poured them in there while it's boiling, and kind of stirred it for a while. And I've also done it where I made the simple syrup, muddled raspberries, and just let it sit for 24 hours without boiling them together. And the boiled version for me, that you mix it all while it's boiling, was better. I've tasted both.
Because you probably made a jam.
It's
That's like a raspberry jam.
with
All you need to do is add acid, and you got a jam.
Yeah.
Right? Am I right, Matt Taylor? Do you know anything about jams?
Not not as much as you think I would.
I also looked up. I don't know if I should even say this on the air. I looked up weirdest tailgating traditions because I figured it had to do with drinking and it had to do with sports. And we're gonna be publishing this in the middle of September.
One that I know is in Buffalo. They like to jump onto those plastic folding tables to break them.
Yeah, that started
That's
in Buffalo because I see that everywhere now.
Oh yeah, it's like a Buffalo thing.
They just like to jump and break on.
Yes,
on them.
they're
It's
trash
WWE.
people. I hope Joe Hanley, my friend, is listening to this.
Is it Buffalo or Rochester that has the garbage plate?
Rochester.
Because that's literally trash, but I love it.
Yeah, I've never had one, but
I want to go. I want to.
I hear things.
I've had one that was remade based on the recipe, but I want to go and have one.
Yeah.
Have you guys tailgated before to like big sporting events?
Yeah.
Yes. So I've tailgated 2 times that I remember, but I'm sure it was more than this. Well, one, I tailgate a Met game every year. Me and my entire family of 45 people go to a Met game every April, and we tailgate. But also, I've tailgated the Winter Classics when they're outside at baseball stadiums, which is a hockey game the Rangers played when they're outside at either Citi Field or Yankee Stadium. And I've also tailgated a what would you call it? A beer league hockey game where it was the Suffolk County Police Department versus the Suffolk County firefighters. And I tailgated that, and it was better than any sporting event that's like a legitimate one.
Yeah.
Because cops were there in the parking lot. We were rooting for the firefighters secretly, but because one of our friends was playing for the firefighters. Actually, no, I lied. He was playing for the cops. And cops would stop us and be like, "Are you guys drinking in this parking lot?" And we're like, "Yeah, we're tailgating." And it's just a regular roller rink in Long Island. And they're like, "What team are you rooting for?" And I was like, "Well, our friend is on the Suffolk County Police Department." And they're like, "Right on." And they like we tailgated for like 5 hours.
Dude.
Tailgating is. I tailgated a Jimmy Buffett concert once.
Ah.
That was pretty fun.
Yeah. Still counts.
That's a different. Is it tailgating? Because it's like a whole parade. It's like a block party.
It's a big thing, yeah.
I want to go next year. Last year was supposed to be my year, and I couldn't get off work.
Oh. Did the one in Long Island?
Yeah,
On, Jones Beach?
My father loves it. He says it's like the best day of the year.
Yeah, it was awesome.
So I went to the University of South Carolina. Huge sports and football school. in the Bible Belt, SEC, you know, and tailgating was huge.
Go Cougars. I don't know what their team is.
Go Cox.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, of course.
Like we would blow up giant cock balloons and throw them around the stadium while we're there.
Roosters, I'm assuming.
Yeah. It's Roosters.
Yeah, Roosters.
But you get the joke. Like in the dorms and stuff, we have like Go Cox stickers and we'd like slap them on toilets and stuff.
Uh-huh.
And no, we tailgated a whole bunch. I've seen friends get so plastered at tailgating, like when they're in the stands, they've been carried out by paramedics.
Yeah.
And I come from I'm from South Carolina, so a lot of tailgating. Like a lot of my friends left Clemson University and tailgating there. Like people pay for like their parking spots and stuff up to $100,000 a year to park and tailgate at these games. And the $100,000 spots are pretty good though. It's pretty close to the stadium.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
I wish that's a really great factoid.
I wish I had bought a parking lot. Maybe we can make like a secondhand parking lot for, you know, like maybe buy some property nearby. Be like, hey, why don't you guys just come here and party? It costs like half as much.
Why don't we
Yeah.
just buy a random plot of land and kind of do what they do with the Bordy Barn, where whenever sports are playing, we just have like a giant projector screen, like a drive-in theater, and you can tailgate our projector of whatever sporting event.
Yes.
And
Yes.
you can pay like $1 a beer and like $1 slice pizza, and we'll just make it filthy.
Right.
Just disgusting, like mud, and, like Bordy Barn, just disgusting. Mud and stickers and making out with people you went to high school with, and just be awesome.
Yeah.
Sports.
It's going to be a big year for the Rangers. Can we just say that we're a Rangers podcast? we're 1/3 of Rangers podcast. Let's see what the rest of the group says.
You're talking to me?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, sure. Why not?
Cool. We're 2/3. What do you think, Max?
Well, sure.
Yeah. Yes. Rangers podcast. You heard it here first.
Do we have to talk about the Rangers?
No, but I
fantastic.
will plug.
Then
As long as you say it, you get a lot of fans.
I will
Yeah.
plug. I will plug one podcast that does sometimes do the Rangers and always does the Knicks. It's called the Knicks Wall. It's run by a great friend of mine, or co-run by a great friend of mine, Anthony Corbo, and he's getting a lot of traction on that. I've been to a couple of their events, and they have a lot of really good fans, and they're a really great, podcast because they don't take themselves too seriously. They're kind of like us with like cocktail making and stuff, where they care about the facts and they care about tradition, but they don't take it too seriously, and they are really, really cool guys in real life, like not stuck up.
That sounds great.
Yeah, I'm gonna plug them in the Instagram post.
Yeah, I like that. Actually, going back to us being a cocktail podcast, do you want to tell us a little bit about the Mint Julep?
So I learned something really interesting about the Mint Julep this
But do
week.
you know this?
Well, this was on cocktail chemistry.
Okay.
Yeah, cocktail. No, sorry. Yeah, cocktail chemistry. The guy that makes, he kind of rips off Binging with Babish, but he makes
Okay.
cocktails.
Cite
Yeah.
your source.
Yeah, well, he was saying that the Mint Julep was originally made with cognac, and obviously, if you're 1600, 1700, 1800 America, cognac's hard to find and expensive. You're probably gonna want to drink it straight. You're not gonna want to mix it with ice and mint and all that stuff. So they started making it with bourbon because they had tons of bourbon.
Yeah. And another interesting thing talking about bourbon in general, which I found out very recently. So American whiskey basically was just something that started because farmers would have an excess of crops and had nothing to do with it.
That's how all drinking came out.
Yeah, I know. But in this particular instance, I mean,
It was corn, right?
so bourbon, to be considered bourbon, needs to have at least 50% corn. So,
What
yes.
about whiskey?
Whiskey can be made from various things.
Can you give us like 3?
Generally wheat or rye, and then corn would probably be the top 3. Because rye obviously creates rye, which is great. It's a little sweeter. You know, people really like it.
I think rye is smokier than bourbon.
I think you're thinking of scotch.
Yeah, you're right. I am because
Yeah.
of the peat of scotch.
Right.
Yeah, but rye is sweeter than bourbon.
Yes.
But I was reading some like regular factoids off the internet. So I don't know if we already said this, but the U.S. Senator Henry Clay of Kentucky introduced this drink to Washington, D.C. at the Round Robin Bar in the famous Willard Hotel during his residence in the city in like the 18th century.
Wow.
So long time ago, it's been around. It also was used as a, it was originally like prescribed as a medicine, like a remedy for stomach issues early on. So
In the same way that a lot of cocktails were prescribed as
Yeah.
remedies because people wanted to drink.
yeah, so as early as like 1784, it was prescribed for sickness of the stomach. And
Which I could see that being useful. Obviously, the liquor can sometimes help.
I'll tell you something.
And the mint's good, you know?
I feel a lot better than I did before I had it.
That's true. I feel fantastic having one of these things.
you just rub bourbon under your lips
Yeah.
occasionally, like Grandma used to do.
No, I used to get, when I had braces, they used to put whiskey or bourbon in the inside of my mouth, and I had to swish it like Listerine.
Yeah. My dad used to say that when he was little, his mom would rub, I think it was his mom, would rub whiskey on the teething toddlers, or however old they are.
I knew then I liked to drink.
Well, that happened to me when I was a kid. My grandma would do that kind of stuff.
Yep.
And then, but it's been promoted since 1938 by Churchill Downs in association with what Taylor said, the Kentucky Derby.
Beautiful. And now they drink it at all horse races. They drink it at the Preakness. They drink it at the, what was the other one? There's the three to make the Triple Crown. There's Kentucky Derby.
The
Kentucky Derby, Preakness Stakes, and Belmont Stakes.
Okay.
Belmont.
Stakes.
Right here. How did we forget
that? Oh, do you know what I just found out today, actually? It's funny we're drinking these drinks. So the guy, the horse that won the Triple Crown in 2018, they said tested positive for some drugs.
Beautiful.
So that record might go back to being unbroken for a long time.
Beautiful. So we talked about tailgating and drinking and getting fucked up at various sporting events. What are all of our favorite sports?
Quidditch.
You nerd.
I know.
Favorite sport to like be with people and watch?
Yeah, that's a good question. So what
Favorite sport to watch on TV, favorite sport to go see in person? Both. Favorite sport? No, sorry. Favorite sport to play, favorite sport to watch.
Oh, I don't really play anything now.
But you could say historically. You don't want to come off like a fucking nerd. Why am I whispering?
I like to watch football because it's more entertaining to watch with a group. You know, it's just something fun to watch, or I'd go to a game too. I enjoy that. But to do it, although I don't do it anymore, I really enjoy like wrestling and MMA and stuff like that.
Fun.
Yeah, all my favorite sports to do are non-competitive sports.
Like what?
My favorite, I mean, like in high school, I ran track. You know, I ride bikes. I like to mountain climb. None of them are competitive.
That's a good little breaker though, because his is very competitive.
I don't know. There's plenty of those that are competitive though.
Yeah, but not like
There's
the way
probably
that
like competitive
I do it.
mountain
Oh no,
climbing.
like yeah, I don't do MMA competitively or wrestle competitively, but like I went to like
you can't not wrestle competitively. There's a winner and a loser.
Is there
No.
a non-competitive version of wrestling that I don't know about where you guys are just kind of like hugging a lot?
Oh, they're just
if you're just
Sounds nice. I'll try it.
if you're just training together, if you're just doing it to train.
I know, but still the
No
idea
different
being
than-
that it's
still
like,
scrimmage.
yeah.
Like, you know, if I ride bikes with you and I get to the block first, so I reach back and say,
Yes.
I won.
But no one here on the thing is going to say that like the you know, let you rock climb because you expect to rock climb against someone.
Taylor, I always play to win, okay?
Yeah, exactly. I suppose everything's competitive sport if you really are competitive.
That's interesting.
Which I'm not, so it's not really that
See
big
this?
deal.
Empty.
No, I mean, I don't really watch sports. I watch it whatever's really on, as long as I'm with people who enjoy it. I just watched the U.S. Open, which was amazing. Me and my dad watched it. It was great. But you
I
know.
find that if you're around people that enjoy it,
I would have loved
it's
to watch
easier
that.
to enjoy.
Yeah, next year.
Like, I don't watch a lot of football by myself at home. I only watch it because I know my brother's going to be on TV. I watch just for him because he's a bodyguard to a very famous coach. And there's my brother, and I text him while he's on live TV, like, smile, you douche, you know. And he's
like how you talk to your brother.
yeah, and he looks at his watch on TV, and he kind of smirks behind the guy. He's always, because like during the coach interviews at the end of the game, he's always behind the coach, and I'm like, oh, there's my brother, and everybody's like texting and Facebooking, there's Mitchell, you know. And then but I don't like go out of my way to watch any other games. I only watch the games he's in.
Yeah.
But if I'm back home, like I was this past week, it's like nothing but football, and it gets more exciting because everybody's like football, 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 and like, oh yeah, football, you know.
Yeah.
Like,
So if you're listening to this podcast because you want some cutting sports commentary, might not be the best one. Unless, you know, Lex, maybe you are our big jock here.
dude, you fucking love hockey. Don't,
You like
don't
hockey,
beat over
yeah.
the bush, dude.
That's true. I mean, I love watching hockey. Last year I took an off year because I couldn't handle the Rangers.
I got excited for hockey because you were so excited about it.
Yeah, when we lived together, I used to watch the 2 years I lived with Max. I watched every single Rangers game because for the first time in my life, I was home at 7. When I was bartending and waiting tables, you know, I just begged the bartenders to keep one TV for the Ranger game on. But now I could watch any game I wanted. Now I don't have cable, so I just pirate every episode, every game. But this year I'm so excited for the fucking Rangers. They had the number 2 draft pick. They got who they wanted to get. They didn't fuck it up. I'm really big into hockey. My friends were all really big into hockey. I played a lot of hockey growing up. But the sport that I probably play the most, I used to run track.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty physically, like I would say I'm like 70% fit, 75% fit. I work out every day, and I'm trying to learn how to box. That's like my big thing.
Oh, that sounds really cool.
Yeah, my father named me after a boxer, so I feel like I should probably learn. So I have all the equipment. During the winter I go more often than I go in the summer because it just doesn't make sense to go take classes, like gym classes in the summer.
And for those who don't know, by the way, he's named after the famous Tex Lex, the famous Southern boxer.
No.
Is that not
I'm
him?
named after Alexis Oweo, who I thought was a Puerto Rican boxer because I am Puerto Rican. I just assumed. But I think he's either Colombian, Nicaraguan, or El Salvadorian. And he died on my birthday. Not the day I was born, but he died on my either my 14th or 15th birthday.
Yeesh.
Yeah. Which I think it's like, that's like an honor, kind of. Like it's like our lives are linked.
Wait, the died on your birthday before you were born?
No, after I was born.
After you were born.
So I think like we're kind of like linked in a weird way.
Yeah.
Max, football has a history of like innovating with technology, right? So like they have like those cable cameras that go over the whole.
They got a lot of cool shit.
Like what?
Yeah, they really got to. I mean, I feel like out of all of the sports, because there's so much money behind it, football is one of the ones that really push the.
I think
envelope.
the envelope for technology in football that's the most interesting to learn about. Not saying it's the coolest thing, is that it's the green screen technology. So when you watch a football game, there's like the yellow line where the first down line is, the line of scrimmage, which is a blue line. They have information and sometimes ads on the field, and also the technology in the stadiums where like there's actual blank ad spots inside of stadiums that are 3D tracked, and on TV ads show up and where they're supposed to show on stadiums, but they don't actually have them in the stadium.
That's so cool.
So they can change them per demographic.
They do that. They do that in hockey now too. They put ads on the glass.
Huh. Now, another technology, and this one about hockey, I heard that they put something in the puck so they can track it.
Yeah, they have a sensor so the cameras like are better at moving faster to the puck.
Yeah.
And
because that's the number one complaint people have about watching hockey on TV is I can't find the puck. But if you watch 2 games, you will find the puck. No problem.
I can't imagine what it was like to watch hockey before like HD.
Dude, it's crazy.
Like I'm not even talking about 4K. I'm talking about like back when it was like
standard definition.
480.
Dude, hockey was
SD.
so different. Like goalies, they were never in their nets. It was crazy. Hockey was just crazy in like the 60s and 70s. Like my father would talk about it. Like,
there's like the cool technology they do a lot. It started with football. It's in hockey now where they have like hundreds of cameras around the stadium. They can do like a full 360 of a play or something that happened.
oh my God.
It's so cool. They'll like wrap around the quarterback.
And
as
in
he's
real
moving.
time too. It's like no rendering.
No, it's all
Yeah.
happening. Yeah.
It's wild.
More sports.
More sports and a new drink.
Sports games and drinks. So right now we've got the Pimms Cup. Cheers, guys. All right. Delicious. Yeah, it's sweet.
Tastes like a garden.
It does. It does.
I love sweet tea.
So Lex did an incredible job preparing us some fantastic looking Pimms Cups. You've got lemon in here, a beautiful piece of cucumber. That's,
Which you can see on our Instagram
Yes,
and
that's
Twitter.
right.
Yeah.
You
Instagram
can look
and
at this drink.
You got the mint.
Both drinks will be on the Instagram and Twitter.
We took pictures.
Yeah.
Really good. And that's how you have that, the Pimms Cup.
Should I walk you guys through what's in it?
Yeah, go
And
ahead.
You can tell us all about it.
Sure.
What it is, we took highball glasses and we filled it with a cucumber slice you get from a vegetable peeler, a lemon slice, an orange slice, actually 2 lemon slices and an orange slice, and then a sprig of mint, about 6 to 8 leaves of mint. You can go as crazy as you want because the mint's not really in the glass. And then you pour 2 ounces of Pimms over ice and then add 3 ounces of 7-Up, Sprite, or lemonade seltzer. In the UK, they make it with what they call lemonade, which is carbonated. So to get the carbonation, we use 7-Up.
Yeah. So their lemonade is basically tastes very similar to 7-Up, which is why I said we should use that. But just so you know, the Pimms Cup, there's a lot of leeway as to how to have it. We could have added strawberries is another thing. We use mint. Sometimes they use other
Herbs?
Like
what?
know. Well, the one that's listed here, I've never even heard of, called borage.
I'm sure it has like an American name.
Yeah, probably. But that's not what's happening.
The one thing you can't skip is a cucumber, I feel like.
Yeah,
that's the primary flavor of it.
Well, so when I have it, a lot of times I don't because, cucumber is not every bar is going to have that. So also another thing is that it doesn't have to be lemonade or, 7-Up or whatever. You can go with ginger ale, which is just as common. Or if you want to get real fancy, you can have it with champagne, which is the Pimms Cup Royale.
Yep. The only ever times I've ever had Pimms Cups were Royales.
Right. Which we're probably gonna
have them all fair.
We're gonna have to.
I brought a bottle of champagne.
Yeah.
Interestingly, I made this for my family this summer as my family. They try to take what everyone's good at and put on their to-do list for any holiday party. And they're like, Lex, make a cocktail. And I was like, what am I gonna make for the summer? We had a volleyball tournament in my family. It's a very competitive volleyball tournament. And everyone shows up, and I was like, what can I make to a lot of people that I have to make all night? And I was like, let me make a pitcher or a bowl of Pimms Cup served as a punch. And the one thing that we grabbed, my girlfriend grabbed zucchini, not cucumber, because they look very much the same in the right lighting. She grabbed zucchini, and I was furious. Luckily, my other titi was making a salad at the same table and had cucumber. And I was like, can I shave off like 6 pieces of cucumber off that? And she's like, yeah. And it was a hit. Now they want it every summer at the volleyball party. They want it to be the official drink of the volleyball party, which is a great setup. Here's a setup and spike it.
Yeah,
spike it.
Which you don't really. I mean, I guess you do in tennis, so it's perfect. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it is the one of two official drinks of Wimbledon, the tennis tournament in England, and
it's also much more importantly the official drink of the Torres family volleyball game every May.
Equal importance, I'd say.
More important, I would say. Right. The most important.
Do you play on grass courts?
Yes.
Oh, so do they.
So it's actually by county because my titi who owns the property, her property actually exists between the county line between New York State and New Jersey. So when you're playing, depending on where you are on the field, you're in a different state.
Right.
And if you're drinking the Pimms Cup that I made you, you're in many different states.
Yes. Oh, that was pretty good. I like that. Yeah.
You guys are weird. Lex, what is this?
That's cucumber.
That's a zucchini.
That's zucchini.
Oh, he fell for it.
I don't have my glasses on.
Oh, man. He just showed a picture of what was...
Vindication.
Yeah.
They look really similar.
They do. No, I was not mad that she made the mistake. I was just mad that I didn't have cucumber. Because the one thing I remembered, I've only had... When I made the drink, the Pimms Cup Royale Punch, I had only ever had a Pimms Cup from a bar in Brooklyn, and then again, when my girlfriend became quite fond of them, again from another bar in Brooklyn. Every time they were made with champagne, strawberries, and the predominant flavor I always took was cucumber.
Yeah. Cucumber is definitely like a huge part of it, but not necessarily.
Cucumber is great in most gin drinks. Have you ever had like a Hendrick's cooler? Yeah. Like Hendrick's with gin and Hendrick's gin and club soda and cucumber? It's a great drink.
Interesting that we mentioned the fact that it goes well with gin because this Pimms, as you mentioned before, is Pimms #1, but the not all Pimms are made with gin. So basically what Pimms is a gin-based kind of liqueur. They actually call it a fruit cup, but basically what that is just sort of like aromatics and other kind of spices and things that are mixed with the gin. But they have ones for whiskey. They have one for vodka.
This is the only one that's in the U.S., right?
I'm sure you can find other ones, but by far the most popular one is the Pimms #1.
Someone I looked into said that the only Pimms that's distributed to the U.S. is the gin one.
So I know that we have like the strawberry flavored one.
Yeah, but
there's
is it
a lot
gin?
of different. It probably is based on the gin. Yeah.
So this is the first time I've had this drink. It really is.
Oh yeah, we didn't talk about reactions.
Yeah, I've never had it before, but if you're listening and you have a backyard with a swing in the summer, this is where you drink that.
Yeah.
On a swing. Like, the granny swing where your family can sit on with you?
Yeah.
Sure.
And you're sitting like, I want to make this for my mom big time now.
Oh, she'll love it.
I should love this.
It's a crowd pleaser, and also it's not too strong.
It's very refreshing.
Very refreshing. Very good summer drink, which I think is perfect because we're at the end of the summer. So,
and it's hot today. It was real hot today.
Real hot today.
Oh my God.
You wouldn't think it's the end of summer the way that
this drink goes down pretty easy too.
Everybody that I saw on my way here was telling me how hot it was.
Yeah.
At the liquor store when I bought the champagne. In the Uber on the way here. And then
hot enough for you.
In the elevator, the girl was like, I didn't know whether or not to wear shorts or jeans. I should have wore shorts. I'm like, yeah, you should have. I just didn't know what else to say. So I was like, yeah.
Okay, so we've now there actually is a movie called Wimbledon, which was a great movie that I didn't see, and I don't think any of us did. So we can't talk about that one.
Paul Bettany and Kirsten Dunst.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Kirsten Dunst renaissance right now.
Yeah, she's got another show on Showtime or something.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we've got through sports, actual sports, but we wanted to segue into actual sports movies.
Yes.
Because we talk about movies a lot on this podcast.
Do we like sports movies?
Yeah, absolutely. Everyone loves a good sports
Yeah,
movie.
I think overall I like them. I don't watch them as much as I think I do. You know?
I think they can be like repetitive thematically, but
I realized they are repetitive. They have a formula. So I learned living with Max that I love sports movies. Like 50 to 60% of movies that I rewatch are sports movies because I love the formula. Let's go through them. Let's hit them.
Well, first, we'll just start from the top. What do you think the greatest sports movie of all time is?
My favorite or the greatest?
The Mighty Ducks.
The Mighty Ducks is your answer?
Wait,
it's the best
my favorite or the greatest?
Your favorite. Your favorite sports movie of all time.
Okay.
Come on, Mighty Ducks. No reaction from either of you guys about that? Come on.
I love the Mighty Ducks as my childhood, but no, it's not the best one.
I didn't say it was the best one. I said it was my favorite, though.
Oh, okay, cool.
Actually, my favorite would probably be Miracle, and I think that's also the greatest.
Miracle might be the greatest and my favorite, but I also like Warrior, which no one knows about. It's one of the best sports movies I've ever
People know
seen.
about it.
No one knows about it. It made no money.
It's the MMA movie.
Yeah, I showed it
really
to you.
good. It's really good.
I don't
it's
know
very
about
good.
this, actually.
No,
I was thinking it was another boxing
It's got
movie.
I will cancel plans tomorrow and watch it with you right now. That's how good it is.
It's got Tom Hardy and his brother.
No, they're play brothers.
Steve Harvey.
It's Tom Hardy and fuck.
That's a weird name.
Very strong.
No,
Is
I
he
know.
Welsh? What is that?
No, it's Tom Hardy and his name. I forget his name. It's fucking on the tip of my tongue. It's like Joel Edgerton. Joel Edgerton.
Yeah, that's him. You got it. Yeah.
Yes, I did it before the computer.
Yeah.
I beat Google. What do I win? You now know the cast of Warrior.
That is a good movie. You showed me that movie, and it's very good.
It's incredible.
I love stories about brothers.
Oh,
my
yeah.
God. Yeah, it's big for me.
What's the other one that had the guy who always loses the weight? Batman.
Christian Bale.
Christian Bale, and he lost a lot of weight.
Oh, the
for this-
fighter
The
with Mark
fighter.
Wahlberg.
See, that's what I thought it was.
You're
when we were first
describing
talking
like
about
half
it.
his movies.
I know, right?
Except for when
Is
he
it
has
either really fat or really
Is it the one where he
really
loses a
skinny?
lot of weight, or the one where he
gains
loses
a
a little
lot
bit
of
of weight? Like,
or he gains a lot of weight.
I don't know if this counts, but my favorite sport movie is The Sandlot.
That's a sports movie.
That's
absolutely.
a good one.
That's
I
a great
love
answer.
The Sandlot.
I feel
killing
like we
me.
should
Killing me,
mention
Smalls.
Remember the Titans because it probably is the best sports movie ever made, but none of us have it as our favorite.
Another good one actually is pretty good. It's kind of cliche. Is The Blind Side.
Blindside's great.
I like
yeah.
that one, yeah. But Remember Titans is still better.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think that again, but this goes back to okay, so there are different themes within sports movies because it's either like the one athlete or you got the team movie. So your Bad News Bears, your Mighty Ducks, your Miracle, those are all sports team movies. Then you got Blindside. Blindside's one person. Or all of the boxing movies. That's just a one person deal right there.
If the Rockies movies count, they're like my favorite movies. I love Creed. I love Warrior. I mean,
Of course they
I
count.
just like any fighting movie. I think it's like violence.
Creed was fantastic.
Oh.
I didn't see Creed 2.
You know what we're not talking about? Oh, you would love Creed 2.
Yeah,
if
I
you
gotta
like
see it.
Ivan Drago, you would love Creed 2. You know what we haven't talked about? Moneyball.
Moneyball's fantastic. Moneyball, you know what it is? Moneyball is in the same vein as The Big Short or those other things where it's like somewhat documentary-ish, but just really good television. Or
I compare those
Really good
two
movie.
as well.
Yeah.
I have a really smart, like, intellectual friend who also just like wants to be entertained.
Well, you can just call me Taylor.
No, it wasn't you actually, but not. It's someone who's a lot like you. And he was like, "What are some movies that I'd like? Because I don't like stupid movies." And I was like, "Moneyball and The Big Short." Those were the two that I mentioned to him.
Yeah.
And The Social Network, because I kind of lump all three of those together.
It's really hitting me now, though. But I think what I like most about this drink, it has the sweet essence of the South.
Does it?
It tastes like the South.
Tastes like the South. It reminds you of home.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. To me also, we drink it out of the beach. But the thing is that I think that it's distinctly summery in flavor, and everyone has good memories of summer, unless you're one of those shut-ins.
The sweet essence of the South.
Sweet, sweet essence of the South.
Dude, you guys would love it down there. I'm just saying.
I've never been.
I've been. It's okay.
You've been you've been like 5 minutes.
What? First of all, my sister went to school in Charleston, so I've been to South Carolina plenty of times.
Did you go to school?
I've been there more than you.
Did you go to school there?
No.
No. I think the biggest problem with sports movies is people don't realize sometimes that it's a sports movie.
Like what?
Moneyball's a good example. It's not direct, but you don't think sports. When you say Rocky, it's a boxing movie. When you say Remember the Titans, it's a football movie. But when you say The Blind Side, sports happen, but there's a larger narrative that plays out with family.
The human drama is a bigger part.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, the third act always culminates in like a big game or a big moment, a sports moment. It's like Angels in the Outfield. It's about a boy whose dad sucks, but it's about a baseball team.
And Christopher Lloyd's there.
Yeah.
What's the
and
one?
Danny Glover.
What's the one
Great
where
movie.
the kid has the injury and then he can pitch really well?
Is that The Rookie?
Oh, Rookie of the Year, I think.
It's called it is called Rookie of the Year.
Yeah.
Where he can pitch all of a sudden because he has like a.
And then he's like, because remember the trailer, and it's the kid walking into the locker room and be like, I'm your new pitcher. And everyone's like, ha, 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 because they're assholes.
Does Air Bud count?
Air Bud is a sports movie.
Air Bud is a movie.
It is a movie and it contains sports. So I'd say yes.
There's probably a segment of our audience that's like, don't trash Air Bud. And I'm like, I will.
Yeah.
You like Mike.
We talked about Miracle. We talked about we talked about the Rookie of the Year, Moneyball. We talked about Warrior. We talked about the Rocky films, Creed films, which are still, what is that, 11?
We didn't actually talk about Rocky.
No, but how many
we mentioned them. We didn't talk about them.
We should do an episode on Rocky films.
Oh yeah, Rocky's its own thing.
Have you all seen all the Rocky films besides Creed 2?
I have not, no.
You haven't seen 1 through, I haven't seen 5. I haven't seen 5. Have you seen all of them?
No, I haven't seen all of them.
What?
You haven't seen all of them.
I deliberately skipped 5. Like I've had 5 on and turned it off.
Mm-hmm. I think it'd be great. We should definitely do a whole thing because, didn't they win an Academy Award for that? Was that a Rocky thing?
Yeah, Rocky. One, Sylvester Stallone was nominated for Best Supporting Actor.
Best Supporting Actor?
For Creed.
Creed. Yeah.
Which he was robbed, in my opinion. He was incredible.
Yeah.
He was incredible.
Yeah.
You forget he can act. You just think he is Rocky. And then he gets an award. Like he won the did he win the Golden Globe or the Emmy? And he answers like Sylvester Stallone and not Rocky. I'm like, holy fuck. This is a different person than the role. He's a great actor.
Right.
What do you mean, right?
No, I agree. Absolutely. What the fuck you want from me? Oh my God, you're so right. It's so good.
When you say right, it makes me think that you don't agree with it.
No. I didn't even know about that.
Did you guys see I, Tonya?
Yes.
No,
Yes.
but I heard it was amazing.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Oh yeah.
The CGI of her face on the real figure skater's body
it's
is
not good.
sometimes great.
It looks like
It's
shit, dude.
Sometimes it's
It looks
awful.
fucking horrible.
It looks like she's wearing a
It would have been easier to train her to skate.
not at all because like apparently the triple axel like only 6 people in life have ever done. And they had to get the right figure skater to do it because Tanya Harding invented it.
We're plugging other podcasts here. The Daily, which is probably not a well-known podcast. JK is the most popular podcast in the world, probably. But they had an interview with Tanya Harding after that movie came out or before the movie came out. I can't remember. And I got to tell you, man, like she got a raw deal. Like, it's like she wasn't completely innocent in this, but man, did she get it 10 times worse than, she gave it.
It just goes to show you what my mother always said. You hang out with idiots, and there you are.
I like that. It's straight and to the point.
My
If
mother.
you don't get it, then you're an idiot.
It's like you shouldn't judge someone based on their friends. You can.
Yeah.
I watched that movie and that reminded me of so many girls back home.
Oh, really? Yeah. Wow.
I'm like, what's wrong with her?
She seems great. I don't get it. Well, first of all, played by Margot Robbie, so you could see her pretty much do whatever, and you'd be like, "Yeah, no, she's fantastic."
Sebastian Stan is great in that movie.
He's such a great actor, and I feel like he's not in enough stuff.
He's not.
I feel like I'm almost a little sad that he's now going to be the Winter Soldier for the rest of his life.
No, but he's only doing this show is only 8 episodes. He can do so many things.
I noticed him in like a movie from like I was like 10, 15 years ago. He was a lot younger. Clearly, he's like more of a kid in this movie. Like, oh my god, it's him. it's like, you'll notice these guys in like movies when they were coming up, and not really. They're not in the Marvel movie yet.
Yep.
But it's like, oh my god, he was in this thing. I never even realized.
I feel like that with Mark Ruffalo a lot. It's like Mark Ruffalo is a different actor now.
Yeah.
It's just funny because Sebastian Stan was the Mad Hatter in Once Upon a Time. Okay, so sports movies. Sorry. Name some other ones. Or name some ones we don't want to do a whole episode about.
But what about ones that are of a specific genre?
We were talking about comedy sports movies.
Yeah,
Ooh.
I think that's a better, it's a little
You
more
guys
fruitful.
You guys have a list?
I wrote down some that I really like.
Okay, go hit us with it.
My favorite, it's weird. The first two are golf movies. Caddyshack, which I don't know if you guys watched Caddyshack growing up.
White
but that
people
was,
golf?
Yeah, they do. They're kind of well known for it.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I hate to,
Except for Tiger Woods, man.
I hate to burst your bubble, but the majority of golfers are white.
No, are they? I don't know if that's true.
Well, Tiger Woods is black.
I'm guessing yes.
Well, like, first of all, neither of you fuckers watch golf. Don't fucking tell me right now you watch golf.
I don't even
tell
know
me
how to
who
golf.
won the fucking Masters this year. He gets on the Google.
I don't know what Masters is. I don't know anything about
It's the
golf.
one with the green jacket.
I don't know anything about
Tiger Woods just won it for like the fucking 15.
All I know about golf is it's for bad hockey players.
That's based on yeah. But I gotta say, and that's one of the things is that when I saw, because that was growing up, golf was one of the things that my dad played, and it was therefore boring and old. But Happy Gilmore came out, and suddenly I was just like, this is what cool people do. Obviously, you go and you play golf.
I think another good one is A White Man Can't Jump.
Never seen it. I would love to see it.
You never seen White Man?
Love to see
it's
it.
really good.
It's
it's a little older, but it's funny.
Is that Spike Lee?
It's Woody.
Woody Harrelson's in it.
Yeah, Woody Harrelson, and what's his name?
Blade.
Yeah. You're right. Got the Wesley Snipes.
Wesley
But who
Snipes.
directed it?
Oh, I don't know. I'm not that granular.
Because I know Woody Harrelson was in
What
it.
page are
It's
you on?
Directed by Ron. I don't know. I'm on like
You're on some page that doesn't have that information.
I'm letting a YouTuber tell me
No,
what's
okay.
happening. No.
No, but
It's the director is Ron Shelton.
Okay. So no,
Ron Shelton. I love his work.
I went to high school with Ron Shelton.
Did you?
Dude, if you really think about it, like Will Ferrell has made a lot of comedy sports movies.
Well, he did. The one I didn't see was Semi-Pro.
You've never seen Semi-Pro?
No. It looks so bad.
I've never thrown up.
Honestly,
You're how old? 40. I've never thrown up.
Yeah.
Like-
You know what? One thing I want to say, like slight meta moment for us, that I think that a good drinking game for people listening at home would be is that every time we yell out at each other, "You've never seen this movie," then you take a shot and you'd be fucking so drunk by the end of this. We just yell at each other about not seeing these movies.
I do
all
think,
the time.
I do think Semi-Pro is actually pretty funny.
Yeah.
Woody Harrelson's in it.
I saw Blades of Glory, and I was like, that's it for me with Will Ferrell sports movies.
Have you
one's
seen
King-
Talladega Nights?
I love that
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
But that's also directed by Anchorman and The Big Short's Adam McKay. He obviously has more things going on up there than just making Will Ferrell vehicles.
Yeah, he did The Big Short,
He did Vice as well.
and he did Vice. Yeah,
Well, I mean,
another one of the movies where
he's Academy
where he gets fat.
Academy Award nominated director many times.
Yeah.
Um,
He also did the videos back in the day, like the original meme.
Yeah, the Funny or Die
with-
videos.
Well, no, the one with the Pearl, the
Yeah, the
little girl,
landlord.
the
Yeah, that's his
landlord.
daughter.
Yeah. Oh, is that his daughter?
It was either his daughter or Will Ferrell's daughter.
Either
It's one
way,
of
it
the-
was
did you
hysterical.
see Blades of Glory?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we just mentioned it.
Yeah, I'm saying.
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah.
I must have. It just there's a
I
lot. We
saw it.
mentioned a lot of his movies.
I saw it in the theaters, actually, and I regretted it.
All right, I got another one.
So okay.
Have you seen The Waterboy?
Yeah.
Oh, Waterboy, great movie.
Yeah.
So that was kind of like a subgenre back in the day, which was just Adam Sandler doing sports.
Well, now it's Will Ferrell and company doing sports.
But now I feel like we must have moved on. There's got to be who's the next actor?
Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart, maybe. But also, I was thinking, what's the one from High School Musical?
Zac Efron.
Zac Efron. I
He
feel
doesn't
like
do any sports movies.
does he not? I mean, Running Down the Beach and Baywatch doesn't count.
Here's an
does it?
off the wall sports. It's a sports movie, but you don't expect it. You don't really think about it that way. Nacho Libre. It's a wrestling movie.
Who cares?
Yeah,
Sorry.
no. Yeah.
I love Jack Black to death, but
No, here's a sports movie. It's not on your list. Slapshot.
Slapshot is an absolute classic.
Yeah, why is that not on your fucking list?
Well, I mean,
Sit-
we're working.
sitting there
What? I
working.
didn't say it first, so it's not on my list.
It's not on your list. I'm looking at your list. It's printed out.
I wrote 5 things on the list.
He wrote sports
Well,
comedies.
don't read them. You're gonna take it all
And now
away
you
from
got
us.
Well, we did all of them. No, we didn't do Caddyshack.
We didn't do dodgeball.
Dodgeball's a great movie.
Dodgeball's fantastic. That is a real sport.
If you
It's
can
on
dodge
the
a
Ocho.
wrench, you can dodge a ball.
Yeah. But no, I think that the best one on that list, which is why I left it for last, is A League of Their Own, which is probably like the best quality film
On the
slash
list?
comedy. Yeah.
I have like one of my all-time favorites. It was kind of like revolutionary for a sports movie. Space Jam.
Oh yeah.
Oh, wow.
Space Jam was awesome.
They're
I was
making a
thinking about that
They're
earlier.
making a sequel. That's why I
Yeah.
would bring it up. Yeah. Is it LeBron James? Is it that guy using this
LeBron. Yeah.
So I want to go back. You were saying you were about to poo-poo
Wait.
the whole League of Their Own.
No. I was about to say it's some of the best made of the sports comedies.
Oh, which one do you think is better? Because that one's got, come on, America's Dad, Tom Hanks in it.
I think I like Talladega Nights more.
No. But it's not like a better like cinematic movie.
Wait. What are we? Real quick. What are we comparing?
League of Their Own.
A League of Their Own to
anything.
any other. Like, what is
Okay.
the best like quality?
I've never seen League of Their Own.
Oh,
so.
okay.
That's embarrassing.
It's say the line.
What?
Say the line.
There's no crying in baseball.
Oh no, that line. I was going to say you've never seen A League of Their Own.
Our
a
line,
shot.
not the line from the movie.
Yeah, no.
Our line.
Right.
No,
I can't. My tequila's sipping tequila. I can't.
I
shoot
see
it like that.
aliens, little aliens from outer space. They've come to Earth to take talent from NBA players to win a basketball game against Bugs Bunny.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you know that line. For a second, I didn't know, and then it hit me. I could see the old lady. I was like, "Oh my god, that's a scene. That's so
And
good."
they're like, I'm out of here.
But she's right. That's why it's funny.
Oh my god, it's so good. I think about that line all the time when he's he's trying to say I'm trying to hurt my mama. I didn't say that, Muggsy. You did. And he
Do you
goes,
know what's-
but I love my mama.
So I'm curious. What are your thoughts? That actually brings up a neat question. So for Space Jam 2, do they use the same original animated cast? Are they still using Bugs Bunny and stuff?
Yeah. Who else do they
Absolutely,
use?
it's Looney Tunes.
But that's crazy because like the Looney Tunes haven't been a thing for so long.
But they're trying to. That's why they're doing it. They're trying to extend the IP.
But if you're a writer, do you write in that they're basically retired?
Yeah, totally.
That's a cool idea.
No, or like that. Like they haven't found their mojo in a while.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Bugs is like on his back porch sipping on this. He's like,
No.
It's got to be like some of the carrot. Come
Yeah,
on.
like
There's a lot of carrot jokes.
Daffy's happily married, and no one knows who his wife is, and he's like disappeared, like friends do.
And you know what it's going to be? It's going to be the monster. You know, the hairy monster in Looney Tunes?
Oh yeah.
The giant
I
redheaded
will
thing.
love
that's
you
on-
and hug you and pet you and feed you and take
That's
care
not.
of you.
Isn't that the bulldog? You do a really good cartoon character.
Which, by the way, that character is based on Of Mice and Men, which makes it so
Lenny?
much darker.
Not Lenny.
George.
Jordan.
No. Lenny is the big guy.
Lenny. Yeah.
Which
That's
is dark.
fucking terrible.
There's a movie we
In Gremlins 2, the gremlin with the cigar in his mouth is named George, and like the weird, tall, cross-eyed gremlin, his name is Lenny. I don't know if you know that they
Layers
have,
in
they have
that movie.
In Gremlins 2, they have 5 gremlins that have their own names and personalities.
Why haven't we done an episode dissecting Gremlins 2 yet?
Because I know too much about it.
Everyone's going to call us out.
No one will call me out because I know more than most people about Gremlins 2.
Wow.
I bought the video game because it had secret characters that they never made into actual maquettes and puppets that they gave to the video production studio on NES.
Yeah.
Gremlins 2 on NES. Pretty good.
I want to ask real quick. It's not a comedy movie, but I'm kind of surprised we didn't bring it up. But what do you guys think of Rudy?
Oh, it's one of my favorites.
That was the one I was going to watch for this fucking podcast, and I never did.
That was actually
You've
the
never-
first one I said.
You've never seen Rudy?
I saw it in health class in school when I was a kid.
Because your teacher was hungover?
Well, we watched it for 3 days straight.
She was really hungover.
And I haven't seen it since. And
That makes so much sense now.
Yeah,
I
right?
know, I have a
why you
lot
had
of
to watch
friends.
the
I have a
movie.
lot of friends who are teachers. Like,
Okay, so you watched Rudy. By the way, that movie was like a magnum opus as when I was younger. Like that was the movie to see. That was a movie that men could cry to. That's the
You're
only
old.
time they're allowed to do it. Well,
Rudy
How old
is,
were you?
Rudy is not that old.
we had Remember the Titans.
come on, Rudy is so much better.
Remember
than
the
Rudy
Titans.
was from 19.
You've never seen Remember the Titans.
Yeah, well.
Rudy was okay. So yeah, fuck you for that. But
Yeah,
Rudy was
'cause-
1993. I mean, that
Okay,
was
Remember
relevant
Titans
enough.
came out in what, 2003?
I was
10
8 years
later?
old when Rudy came out.
I was 2. Okay, so I didn't watch it, and I didn't cry.
Remember that the Titans came out in 2000, so
It's a different generation.
Yeah, so I'm telling.
I was
also,
10. I was 10, old enough to see it.
Also, there was a basketball movie about a dead brother. Oh, The Sixth. It's a comedy. It's a Wayans Brothers comedy. The Sixth Man.
Right. Yeah.
You ever see that movie?
I didn't.
That
but I
was
know.
one of the movies I
Oh.
rented the most.
Have you seen We Are Marshall?
No.
Yeah, that's another one.
That's a really good one.
Yeah, that was
All
another
we're doing
one
is talking about movies we haven't seen.
right. You
What's
haven't
wrong with-
seen
We Are Marshall?
Drink.
The
You haven't seen The Sixth Man with the Wayans
do you know
Brothers?
do you know the plot of We Are Marshall?
Yeah, it's
They die in a plane crash.
They died in a plane crash, and the next year the
then-
football team
and
thinks
then-
winning is going to absolve people's deaths, but it doesn't, because death doesn't work like that.
It's a dark way of really bringing that down. Way to break the
I don't know, I don't
conversation
know, I
down
don't
real
know.
I just really don't
you
like
seem mad at them for
I'm
that.
really mad at Matthew Fox for not giving me a better ending to Lost, so I'm going to poo-poo that movie.
Oh, no, let's not talk about Lost.
I like Lost, but I just didn't like the ending.
I don't want to talk about
The
Lost.
Longest Yard with Adam Sandler.
I love the longest yard. That's
So that
Terry
was a
Crews.
remake. That was
Yeah.
a remake.
I haven't
by
seen the
way.
original.
The same thing with Bad News Bears. Bad News Bears was also a remake.
Yeah, but I heard the one with Billy Bob Thornton was actually better than the original.
I didn't see the original, so I didn't see the new one either.
I don't really like Billy
It's
Bob
amazing. I don't think we have actually seen enough sports movies to do a podcast about it.
I think we've seen. Well, you know what it is? We're tabling the Rocky movies. No one wants to talk about Warrior.
I didn't see it.
We acknowledge that Miracle's probably
You
the
don't wanna-
best one.
I'll
Okay,
talk
can we
about-
all talk about Miracle? Because that one's incredible, and we've
Oh,
all
I've,
seen.
I've never seen Miracle.
You really
Get out of your
have?
fucking mind. Shut up.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Reasons why I think Miracle is the best sports movie. One.
You want me to tell you?
What is it? Kurt Russell? Kurt Russell, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. One, Kurt Russell. Two, Kurt Russell again. Three, us beating the Russians. I mean, come on, man.
Lex,
That's fucking
do you
fantastic.
know why I know so much about Miracle?
Why?
It's because one time at work when we worked together, someone made us recreate the intro, that one speech scene for a fucking thing.
That's what you've earned here tonight, boys. No, I love Miracle so much because it's probably one of the greatest sport historical moments of all of American history, and it's a well-made film. Gavin O'Connor made a great film. They invented 3 different types of cameras, camera rigs to film the hockey scenes. They made sleds. They made bodysuits that go on hockey players. They made all this shit. It looked amazing. It was an amazing film.
Absolutely.
A testament to care and historical knowledge. They even used the same sportscasters to do the VO for the film.
Yeah.
Fucking incredible.
So the title of this episode is Miracle is the best sports film.
No,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I will be honest. Remember Titans is really good. I'm gonna get a lot of
is.
flack for it, but Miracle's better. You know why Miracle's better? Because it actually happened. That's why. I'm gonna break
Yeah.
it down. You haven't seen Remember the Titans, you can't speak, but I'll tell you, Miracle's better because it really happened. And because people had to work twice as hard to recreate it faithfully, and it showed it didn't make the players the heroes. It made the players supporting characters, and the coach was the hero.
I think they were all heroes.
You didn't. Oh yeah, you saw Miracle.
Obviously, I saw a miracle. You can't keep saying that.
They all were
no,
heroes.
because like Mike
Michael Ruzioni,
Ruzioni,
team
like,
captain.
all of these characters, like I think that they had a pretty strong thing. Obviously, the focal point is the coach, but I think that it's a great
said
ensemble cast.
You just said points 1 and 2 were Kurt Russell, so
I know, but yeah, he was the best part of that. entire
he's
movie.
incredible, and it's a great movie because
He's the best part of every movie he's in, bar none. Give me a
except
movie.
Sky High.
Well, who else was in that?
That's true.
Yeah, there you
Daniel
go.
Panabaker.
I don't know what that is.
So to kind of wrap up and talk about one last sports movie. Do you remember this one? Good comedy, The Big Green.
Oh,
Yeah,
my
I remember The
God,
Big Green.
Yeah, with Rick Moranis.
It's a soccer movie.
Oh
Yeah.
God, that's a good one.
Oh
That's
my
a
God.
real good
I
one.
had that.
I loved the nerdy kid that had a Super Nintendo connected to a TV that he used to use as a computer somehow to do plays.
I hated.
That was really
I
cool.
hated the '90s for shit like that.
I know, because back then we didn't know how technology worked. we just
back then-
we just
I feel
super
like
glued things together. And
some
put on
movies,
TV.
because when I watched it, I was the same age as the kids in the movie, so it's like much more relevant to like my generation, where it's like you're really connected to this movie and you think it's awesome because they're like me, you know.
Yeah, Ed O'Neill is in that. He's the bad coach. Oh no, I'm thinking Little Giants. I'm
you are.
sorry. I said Rick Moranis, and I said that all goes to Little Giants, which is also a fantastic movie.
The big green is the guy from Punks. Oh, naming a movie that's not directly a sports movie, but sports is the third act of the film. Flubber.
Yeah, I guess there is the basketball game in Flubber.
Oh wow, that does count. There's sports in there.
How much sports does it need to contain to be a sports movie?
It just needs to do the schematic of the third act where like the team winning the game means that the audience won the movie.
Okay. Yeah. All right. I'll allow that.
And by the way, Little Giants is awesome.
That's
Little
the formula
Giants,
that
fantastic.
I love.
That was my favorite one.
Give me something to root for that wraps up the 3-act structure and make Russians or Asians the bad guy.
So
and
really,
you have a
I mean,
sports
I think
movie.
at this point we could just say that if you have a movie and you really can't figure out your third act, which, let's be honest, a lot of movies suck in the third act, just make it a sports movie.
Most high school movies did that, where they had like some kind of random sport. Like you have like the 13th year. Like a lot of Disney Channel original movies were sports movies.
Did you ever see Wet Hot American Summer?
The first hour and a half of it, because I couldn't watch the rest of it.
Oh my God, I love that movie. But anyway, in Wet Hot American Summer, they make fun of that because like he gives this big speech. He's like, we're going to play this game against the evil Camp Tiger Claw and blah, blah, blah. And then at the end, the kids are just like, hey, you know what? Maybe can we just skip this? It feels like it's pretty well-worn territory.
That's pretty funny.
And then like the coach gets off the bus from the other team and he's just like, yeah, it's kind of well-worn territory. Everyone goes their separate ways. Great.
Was Little Nicky a basketball movie too?
No, was it?
Wasn't there a basketball scene in Little Nicky, or am I thinking of another Adam Sandler movie?
There may have been a scene in Little Nicky, but it's nowhere near relevant.
Well, because like a lot of
Yeah.
Adam Sandler movies had like a sports scene in it.
Yeah.
Because it's an easy way to get people to care. Because the thing about like most filmmaking, you have
like
to teach.
Punch Drunk Love.
No, it doesn't have sports.
I know,
in
I'm
it.
kidding. It was a
But
joke.
most sports movies, you have to teach. Like most movies, right? When you have a rule of a movie, you teach people the rules of the movie. Like Ghostbusters, like don't cross the streams, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or like you open the containment unit, ghosts come out, right? Like you know the rules of the movie. Tell them the rules, etc. Or like Gremlins, or like tons of other movies. Like with any movie that Chekhov's gone, they tell you the rules. Like Shaun of the Dead, anything. And with sports movies, you don't have to do that because the rules are baked into you, assuming that people know how to play the game.
Right.
Miracle's very clever because they teach people the rules of hockey while he's training the team. So if you don't know enough about hockey, you learn as you watch the movie.
Right.
Whereas if you watch the movie, you just feel like this guy's a fucking genius because he's explaining the sport to you in a really advanced way.
Just because I can, Lex, you were totally right. There is a Little Nicky basketball scene.
I told you, Flubber and Little Nicky are both films that tacked on a basketball ending because basketball is very cinematic because you have a clock that doesn't stop, unlike football.
Right.
I'll be really honest. I have some serious closing thoughts about sports movies.
Go ahead. Yeah.
There's a lot less than there
We
used
have
to be.
not had a single intelligent thought this entire
Well,
episode.
no,
so
I was
I'm
going to
really
say is
excited.
there's a lot less than there used to be.
What's the last sports movie you remember?
Well, yeah, exactly. When's the last one?
I don't know. I bet it was a boxing movie.
Yeah, the Creed 2.
Creed
Okay,
2
yeah.
probably. Well, outside of an existing franchise, what's the last one?
I don't know.
So the next sports movie that I can remember coming out is going to be the Ford versus Ferrari film.
Which is exciting.
It's a racing film, but it's a drama. It's like an Oscar baity drama with like
Yeah,
a really good director.
Matt Damon and
is it Kristen Bale?
probably.
Yeah,
They always get him on these things.
yeah. I'm excited for that.
That does look pretty good. But
Yeah.
but to your point though, it does feel like we're in a bit of a lull with the sports movies. And what do you think that is?
Superhero movies.
I don't want to say it.
Superhero movies took the template.
Well, that also they take it from everything though.
I'm not saying superhero movies took over sports movies by replicating them.
No, they're just taking
I'm
the
saying-
box office.
Yeah, they're taking the box office because they are the same thing sports movies were, where everyone knows the rules. Here's the good guy, here's the bad guy, here's the love interest, etc., etc.
I went into this like I started realizing movies I had knew about, and we started talking about it. I knew a lot more.
The Sixth Man was a big one
Yeah.
for me as a kid.
It's like I didn't think about the Big Green until we started talking. So,
I didn't think about Little Giants until I thought you meant.
Yeah. So there's
that movie.
so much shit we saw.
I
in our
line up the
past.
Little Giants with Sandlot a lot.
I think the majority of these movies come from our childhood.
That's true. Yeah. Well, especially I think the ones that really spoke to us, obviously, are the ones that are about young people because we were young at the time.
Well, we grew up in like the golden age of sports films because sports films were the order of the day.
Yeah.
How about it?
And you know what, guys? Raise your glass to the dying art of the sports movie.
Guys, thank you so much. Make yourself a drink, and cheers to you for listening.
Thank you so much. Like and subscribe.
Tip your waitresses.
Yeah,
And waiters, it's
we are
2019.
the Recipe Podcast. You can find us on Twitter, Instagram, all the platforms you listen at the Recipe Boys. Boys being spelled B-O-Y-Z, and we'll catch you next time on the pod.
Peace.
Bye.
Cheers.